Welcome to Italy. Rome, the Eternal City, was the first stop on my incredible journey through Italy, and what a beginning it was. Stepping into Rome felt like stepping into a living museum, where every street corner held a story, and every ancient ruin whispered tales of a glorious past. My adventure began at the iconic Colosseum, the grand amphitheater that once hosted epic gladiatorial battles. As I walked through its ancient arches and stood in its vast arena, I could almost hear the roar of the crowd and the clash of swords from centuries ago. It was humbling to think of the history that unfolded here, in a structure that has withstood the test of time. From the Colosseum, I made my way to the Roman Forum, the heart of ancient Rome. This sprawling archaeological site, with its crumbling temples and majestic columns, felt like a window into the life of a bustling empire. Standing where senators once debated and emperors once walked, I felt a profound connection to history. No visit to Rome would be complete without a trip to the Vatican City, the spiritual and cultural hub of the Catholic Church. Entering St. Peter's Basilica, I was awestruck by its sheer scale and beauty. Every detail, from Michelangelo's Pietà to the breathtaking dome, was a testament to the genius of Renaissance art and architecture. Climbing to the top of the dome rewarded me with panoramic views of the city, a sight that took my breath away. The Sistine Chapel was another highlight, where Michelangelo's masterpiece unfolded above me in a riot of color and emotion. Standing beneath the famous creation of Adam, I couldn't help but marvel at the talent and dedication that created such timeless beauty. Rome's charm isn't confined to its monuments. I wandered through the cobblestone streets of Trastevere, a picturesque neighborhood where ivy-covered buildings and quaint cafes created a warm and welcoming atmosphere. Here, I savored authentic Roman dishes like cacio e pepe and carbonara, enjoying the flavors of a cuisine rooted in tradition. The Trevi Fountain was another magical experience. Tossing a coin over my shoulder into the sparkling waters, I joined millions of others in the hope of returning to this enchanting city. The fountain, illuminated at night, was a vision of pure romance and wonder. As I ended my day at the Piazza Navona, watching street performers and artists bring the square to life, I realized that Rome isn't just a city. It's an experience. It's a place where ancient history meets vibrant modern life, where every moment feels like a journey through time. Rome captured my heart with its beauty, history, and spirit. If you're seeking a destination that leaves you awestruck at every turn, Rome is the perfect place to start. It's a city that truly lives up to its name, the Eternal City. My journey brought me to one of Italy's most iconic landmarks, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Located in the charming city of Pisa in Tuscany, this world-famous structure is a testament to architectural ingenuity, history, and a touch of whimsy. As I approached the Piazza dei Miracoli, Square of Miracles, where the tower stands, I was struck by the harmonious beauty of the ensemble. The Leaning Tower, with its characteristic tilt, is just one part of a magnificent complex that includes the cathedral, the baptistery, and the Camposanto Monumentale. Together, they create a scene that feels almost otherworldly, as if plucked straight from a dream. Standing before the Leaning Tower, I couldn't help but marvel at its unique tilt, which has made it a symbol of resilience and adaptability. The tower, a freestanding bell tower of the cathedral, began leaning during its construction in the 12th century due to unstable ground. Despite its precarious angle, it has stood the test of time, thanks to the brilliant engineering efforts to stabilize it. Of course, I couldn't resist the classic photo opportunity, posing as if I were holding up the tower. I joined countless visitors in this playful tradition, and the atmosphere was filled with laughter and camaraderie as everyone tried to get their perfect shot. Climbing the Leaning Tower was an unforgettable experience. As I ascended its spiral staircase, I could feel the subtle tilt of the structure, adding a unique thrill to the journey. Reaching the top, I was rewarded with a stunning view of Pisa and the surrounding countryside. The red-tiled rooftops, green fields, and distant mountains created a picturesque panorama that was worth every step. Beyond the tower, the Pisa Cathedral captivated me with its Romanesque architecture and ornate details. Stepping inside, I was greeted by soaring ceilings, intricate mosaics, and a sense of sacred grandeur. The baptistery, with its impressive acoustics, offered a serene space to reflect on the artistry and craftsmanship of a bygone era. The surrounding Piazza dei Miracoli was a delight to explore. With its lush green lawns and lively atmosphere, it was the perfect place to relax and take in the beauty of this historical site while soaking up the Tuscan sun. The Leaning Tower of Pisa isn't just a landmark, it's a symbol of human creativity, perseverance, and the ability to find beauty in imperfection. Standing beneath this tilted marvel, I felt a deep connection to the past and a sense of joy that only such an extraordinary place can inspire. My journey led me to Florence, the cradle of the Renaissance, and a city that feels like an open-air museum. Every street, every square, and every building in Florence exudes history, art, and beauty, making it a place where time seems to stand still. My adventure began at the Piazza del Duomo, the heart of the city, where the magnificent Florence Cathedral, Santa Maria del Fiore, rose before me. Its iconic dome, designed by Brunelleschi, is a masterpiece of engineering and artistry. Climbing to the top of the dome was a highlight of my visit. The winding staircases and narrow passages added to the thrill, and the view from the summit, overlooking the terracotta rooftops of Florence against the backdrop of Tuscan hills, was simply breathtaking. Adjacent to the cathedral, the Giotto's Campanile and the baptistery of St. John completed this architectural trio. The baptistery's gates of paradise, gilded bronze doors depicting scenes from the Bible, were mesmerizing in their detail and craftsmanship. Next, I wandered through the Piazza della Signoria, the political and cultural heart of Florence. Dominated by the imposing Palazzo Vecchio, the square was filled with sculptures, including a replica of Michelangelo's David. The Loggia dei Lanzi, an open-air gallery of Renaissance sculptures, was a feast for the eyes, each piece telling a story of power, beauty, and human expression. The original David, however, awaited me at the Galleria dell'Accademia. Seeing this iconic masterpiece in person was a moment of awe. The precision, the emotion, and the sheer scale of Michelangelo's work were overwhelming. It felt like witnessing perfection carved in marble. For art lovers, Florence is a treasure trove. The Uffizi Gallery, home to works by Botticelli, Leonardo da Vinci, and Raphael, was a journey through the heights of human creativity. Standing before Botticelli's The Birth of Venus, I marveled at how art can capture the essence of beauty and myth. Strolling along the Arno River, I reached the Ponte Vecchio, the oldest and most famous bridge in Florence. Its quaint shops, once home to butchers and now filled with jewelers and artisans, added a touch of charm to its historic arches. Watching the sunset from the bridge, with the river glowing in golden hues, was a moment of pure romance. Florence's quieter side revealed itself in the Boboli Gardens, a sprawling green space behind the Pitti Palace. Wandering through its manicured hedges, fountains and statues, I found a peaceful retreat from the city's bustling streets. Stretching across 8 countries, from France and Switzerland to Austria and Slovenia, the Alps stand as Europe's most breathtaking mountain range. Towering peaks, glacial valleys, and pristine alpine lakes define this vast natural wonder. Drawing adventurers, nature lovers, and culture seekers alike. At the heart of the Alps are some of Europe's most iconic summits, including Mont Blanc, 4,809 meters, the highest peak in Western Europe, and the Matterhorn, a striking pyramid-shaped mountain that dominates the Swiss-Italian border. These towering giants offer world-class skiing and mountaineering, with legendary resorts such as Zermatt, Chamonix, and Saint. Anton, attracting winter sports enthusiasts from around the globe. Beyond the snow-covered slopes, the Alps transform into a summer paradise with lush meadows, crystal-clear lakes, and charming villages. The serene waters of Lake Geneva, Lake Como, and Lake Bled reflect the surrounding mountains, creating postcard-perfect scenery. Meanwhile, trails like the Tour du Mont Blanc and the Dolomites Alta Via routes invite hikers to explore breathtaking landscapes rich in wildflowers, waterfalls, and dramatic cliffs. But the Alps are not just about nature. They are deeply intertwined with history and culture. Ancient towns such as Innsbruck, Salzburg, and Lucerne boast medieval architecture. While traditional alpine villages like Gimmelwald and Hallstatt preserve a way of life that has remained unchanged for centuries. The region is also famous for its wooden chalets, mountain festivals, and traditional craftsmanship, from Swiss watchmaking to Austrian folk music. Whether you're conquering rugged peaks, savoring Swiss chocolate by a fireplace, or simply breathing in the crisp mountain air, the Alps offer an unforgettable experience that embodies the raw beauty and rich heritage of Europe. My journey brought me to the enchanting city of Venice, a place like no other in the world. Known as the Floating City, Venice is a masterpiece of art, history, and romance, where every canal, bridge, and piazza tells a story of timeless beauty. Arriving in Venice was like stepping into a dream. As my boat glided along the Grand Canal, the city revealed itself in all its splendor. Palaces with intricate facades rose from the water, their reflections shimmering like liquid art. The sights and sounds of Venice, the gentle lapping of water, the soft calls of gondoliers, created a tranquil and almost magical atmosphere. My first stop was St. Mark's Square, Piazza San Marco, the heart of Venice. Here, I was awestruck by the grandeur of St. Mark's Basilica, with its gleaming mosaics, soaring domes, and ornate details. Stepping inside, I marveled at the shimmering gold interior, where centuries of artistry and devotion were on display. Nearby, the Campanile di San Marco offered a panoramic view of the city, with its labyrinth of canals and terracotta rooftops stretching out to the sparkling lagoon. From the square, I crossed the iconic Rialto Bridge, one of Venice's most famous landmarks. Standing at its peak, I watched gondolas and vaporettos gracefully navigate the Grand Canal below. The bridge itself, lined with shops, was a hub of activity where I found unique Venetian glass and other local treasures. One of the highlights of my visit was a serene gondola ride through Venice's smaller canals. As the gondolier skillfully navigated the waterways, I passed beneath charming stone bridges and alongside centuries-old buildings, their balconies draped with flowers. It was a moment of pure romance, where time seemed to stand still. Exploring Venice on foot was equally captivating. I wandered through its narrow streets and hidden squares, discovering charming cafes, artisan shops, and unexpected corners of beauty. In the Dorsoduro district, I visited the Peggy Guggenheim Collection, a treasure trove of modern art housed in a stunning palazzo along the Grand Canal. For a touch of Venetian craftsmanship, I took a boat to Murano, famous for its exquisite glassmaking, and Burano, a colorful island known for its lace and vibrantly painted houses. Each island offered a unique glimpse into Venice's artistic heritage and the creativity of its people. As evening fell, Venice transformed into a city of lights and shadows. Returning to St. Mark's Square, I sat by the cafes, listening to live orchestras play under the soft glow of lanterns. The moonlight danced on the canals, adding a touch of mystery to the city's allure. Nestled along the stunning Ligurian coast, Genova, is a city of contrasts, where grand palaces meet narrow medieval alleys, and centuries of maritime history blend seamlessly with modern vibrancy. As one of Italy's most important port cities, Genoa has played a crucial role in shaping European trade and culture, earning it the nickname La Superba, the Proud One. At the heart of the city lies the historic center, one of the largest in Europe, where labyrinthine streets, caruggi, lead to hidden piazzas, ancient churches, and local trattorias. The Piazza de' Ferrari, with its grand fountain and surrounding neoclassical buildings, serves as the city's focal point, while the Palazzi dei Rolli, a collection of opulent Renaissance palaces, showcase Genoa's rich aristocratic past. Genoa's maritime heritage is best experienced at the Porto Antico, Old Port, home to the Aquarium of Genoa, one of the largest in Europe. Nearby, the Lanterna, a towering 12th-century lighthouse, stands as a symbol of the city's seafaring legacy. For breathtaking views, a trip to Boccadas, a charming fishing village with pastel-colored houses and a scenic seafront, offers a perfect escape. Beyond its historical and coastal beauty, Genoa is also the birthplace of Christopher Columbus and a city of culinary delights, famous for pesto alla Genovese and fresh seafood. Whether exploring its historic streets, enjoying the lively harbor, or indulging in its flavors, Genoa is a captivating destination that embodies the spirit of the Italian Riviera. my journey led me to the sun-soaked shores of the Amalfi Coast, a destination that feels like pure magic. Stretching along southern Italy's coastline, the Amalfi Coast is a dazzling blend of dramatic cliffs, colorful villages, and crystal-clear waters. It's no surprise that this UNESCO World Heritage Site is considered one of the most beautiful places in the world. The moment I arrived, I was greeted by the scent of sea breeze mingling with blooming lemon trees, a signature of this enchanting region. The Amalfi Coast's winding roads, perched precariously above the sea, offered breathtaking views at every turn. Each cliffside curve revealed charming towns cascading down the hillsides, their pastel-colored buildings glowing in the Mediterranean sun. My first stop was the iconic town of Positano, a picture-perfect village where every corner felt like a postcard. Walking through its narrow streets, I discovered artisanal shops, vibrant bougainvillea draping over walls, and cafes serving freshly baked pastries. The beach, with its pebbly shores and turquoise waters, was the perfect spot to relax and soak in the beauty of this coastal paradise. Next, I visited Amalfi, the heart of the coast and a town steeped in history. The majestic Amalfi Cathedral, with its striking striped facade and grand staircase, was a sight to behold. Inside, the serene cloisters and intricate mosaics reflected the town's rich cultural heritage. Strolling along the bustling harbor, I watched fishing boats bobbing gently in the water, a reminder of Amalfi's long-standing connection to the sea. For a quieter escape, I ventured to Ravello, perched high above the coast. This charming village is a haven of art and music, and its gardens are nothing short of spectacular. At Villa Ruffalo and Villa Cimbroni, I wandered through lush terraces with panoramic views that seemed to stretch endlessly over the azure sea. The Infinity Terrace at Villa Cimbrone was particularly mesmerizing, offering a vantage point that felt like standing on the edge of the world. The Amalfi Coast is also a culinary delight. I indulged in local specialties like spaghetti alle vongole, spaghetti with clams, and sfogliatelle, a deliciously flaky pastry. And of course, no visit to the region would be complete without savoring a glass of limoncello, made from the vibrant lemons that thrive in this sunny paradise. For a different perspective, I took a boat ride along the coast, allowing me to marvel at the dramatic cliffs and hidden coves from the water. The gentle waves, the warm sun on my face, and the sight of the Amalfi Coast's beauty from the sea created a moment of pure serenity. My journey led me to the Dolomites, a breathtaking mountain range in northern Italy that feels like a world apart. Known for its dramatic peaks, lush valleys, and crystal-clear alpine lakes, the Dolomites are a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a paradise for nature lovers, adventurers, and anyone seeking awe-inspiring beauty. The moment I arrived, I was struck by the grandeur of these jagged peaks that seemed to pierce the sky. Each turn in the road revealed a new vista: towering cliffs, verdant meadows, and quaint villages nestled in the valleys. The Dolomites are a testament to the raw power and beauty of nature, and I couldn't wait to explore their wonders. One of my first stops was Lago di Braies, often called the Pearl of the Dolomites. This serene alpine lake, with its emerald green waters reflecting the surrounding mountains, felt like stepping into a painting. Renting a small wooden rowboat, I glided across the calm surface, surrounded by the tranquility of nature. The crisp mountain air and the quiet of the lake created a sense of peace that was almost meditative. Next, I embarked on a hike through the Tre Cime di Lavaredo, one of the most iconic and photographed areas in the Dolomites. The trail took me through rugged landscapes and panoramic viewpoints, each more stunning than the last. Standing before the three towering peaks, I was humbled by their sheer majesty and the sense of timelessness they exuded. The hike was challenging yet rewarding, a perfect balance of adventure and serenity. For a touch of culture, I visited the charming village of Cortina d'Ampezzo, often called the Queen of the Dolomites. This picturesque town, surrounded by dramatic peaks, offered a delightful blend of alpine charm and Italian sophistication. Strolling through its streets, I discovered cozy cafes, artisanal shops, and a warm, welcoming atmosphere that made it hard to leave. The Dolomites are not just about stunning landscapes. They also tell a story of history and resilience. In the open-air museums of the Dolomites, remnants of World War I trenches and fortifications provided a poignant glimpse into the past, reminding me of the deep connections between these mountains and the people who call them home. Another unforgettable experience was taking a cable car ride to the Sisida Ridge, where the sweeping views of the Dolomites stretched as far as the eye could see. The contrast of green meadows against the rugged grey peaks was mesmerizing, and I felt as though I was standing on top of the world. Burano, a charming island in the Venetian lagoon, is like a real-life painting where every corner bursts with color. Known for its vibrantly painted houses, intricate lace-making tradition, and tranquil canals, this small island feels like a world apart from the grandeur of nearby Venice. The first thing that captures every visitor's attention is the brightly colored houses lining the canals and narrow streets. Legend has it that fishermen painted their homes in bold shades of red, yellow, blue, and green so they could easily spot them when returning from sea. Today, this tradition remains, making Burano one of the most photogenic places in Italy. Beyond its colorful charm, Burano is also famous for its lace-making tradition, which dates back to the 16th century. The delicate handcrafted lace produced here was once so valuable that it was sought after by European royalty. Visitors can explore this tradition at the Lace Museum, Museo del Merletto, or watch skilled artisans at work in small shops around the island. Unlike the bustling streets of Venice, Burano offers a peaceful escape where you can stroll along the canals, enjoy a leisurely meal at a waterfront trattoria, and soak in the island's relaxed atmosphere. The local seafood is a must-try, especially risotto de go, a Venetian specialty made with fish from the lagoon. With its fairy tale beauty, rich traditions, and laid-back charm, Burano is a hidden gem that offers a different side of Venetian life. It's the perfect place to wander, take stunning photos, and experience a slower, more colorful pace of Italy. My journey brought me to Bologna, a city that is often called La Dotta, La Grassa, La Rossa, the learned, the fat, and the red. These nicknames perfectly encapsulate Bologna's character. It's a city of knowledge, culinary excellence, and historic charm. The first thing that struck me about Bologna was its porticos, the elegant covered walkways that stretch for miles throughout the city. Walking beneath these arches, I felt a sense of timelessness, protected from the elements as I explored the vibrant streets. The porticos are more than beautiful. They're part of Bologna's soul, offering shelter and connection in a city that has been a hub of culture and learning for centuries. My first stop was the University of Bologna, the oldest university in the world, founded in 1088. Its historic halls and courtyards exuded a sense of intellectual gravitas. Visiting the Archiginnasio, the university's former main building, I marveled at its ancient library and the anatomical theater, a wood-paneled room once used for medical dissections. Standing there, I could feel the echoes of scholars who shaped the course of history. Bologna's nickname, La Grassa, the fat, is a nod to its legendary cuisine, and it didn't take long for me to understand why. The city is the birthplace of tagliatelle al ragù, or as the world knows it, spaghetti bolognese, though locals would never pair it with spaghetti. Sitting at a small trattoria, I savored this rich, flavorful dish paired with fresh tortellini and a glass of local lambrusco. Every bite was a celebration of Bologna's culinary heritage. The Piazza Maggiore, Bologna's grand central square, was the heart of my exploration. Surrounded by majestic buildings like the Basilica di San Petronio, the square buzzed with life. The basilica itself, with its unique unfinished facade and vast interior, was both intriguing and awe-inspiring. Nearby, the Fontana del Nettuno, Fountain of Neptune, stood proudly, a symbol of the city's Renaissance spirit. One of Bologna's most iconic landmarks is its two towers, Torre degli Asinelli and Torre Garisenda, medieval structures that lean dramatically, adding to the city's charm. Climbing the Asinelli Tower's 498 steps was a challenge, but the view from the top, with red-tiled rooftops stretching out to the hills beyond, was well worth the effort. Bologna's hidden corners also enchanted me. The Quadrilatero, the city's historic market district, was a feast for the senses. Narrow streets overflowed with stalls selling fresh produce, handmade pasta, cured meats, and cheeses. The smell of freshly baked bread and the vibrant colors of the market created an atmosphere of warmth and abundance. Naples, the vibrant heart of southern Italy, is a city of contrasts, where ancient history meets modern energy, and the scent of freshly baked pizza fills the air. Nestled along the Bay of Naples, with the imposing Mount Vesuvius as its backdrop, this city boasts a rich cultural heritage, stunning coastal views, and a lively street life that captivates every visitor. One of Naples' greatest treasures is its historic city center, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, where narrow alleyways lead to grand piazzas, medieval churches, and underground catacombs. Walking through Spaccianapoli, the city's famous street that cuts through the old town, feels like stepping into a living museum, surrounded by Baroque palaces, ancient ruins, and artisan shops that have been there for generations. Just beyond the city, Naples offers easy access to some of Italy's most breathtaking destinations. A short drive or boat ride takes you to the Amalfi Coast, the island of Capri, and the ruins of Pompeii, where the preserved streets tell the tragic yet fascinating story of a Roman city frozen in time. But perhaps the most famous gift Naples has given the world is pizza. The birthplace of the Neapolitan pizza, Naples takes its culinary traditions seriously, with historic pizzerias like L'Antica Pizzeria de Michele, serving up the iconic margherita and marinara pizzas made with simple, fresh ingredients. From its ancient history and artistic masterpieces to its warm, passionate atmosphere, Naples is a city that embodies the true spirit of Italy. It's chaotic yet charming, loud yet welcoming, and undoubtedly one of the most authentic and unforgettable places in the country. My journey brought me to the serene and enchanting shores of Lake Como. Nestled in the foothills of the Alps in northern Italy, Lake Como is a destination where natural beauty meets timeless elegance. Its crystal-clear waters, picturesque villages, and lush green hills make it one of the most captivating places in the world. As I arrived, the first sight of Lake Como took my breath away. The lake's mirror-like surface reflected the surrounding mountains and the charming villages that dot its shores. The air was crisp, carrying the scent of fresh water and blooming flowers, setting the tone for a tranquil and unforgettable experience. My first stop was the town of Bellagio, often called the Pearl of Lake Como. Situated at the intersection of the lake's three branches, Bellagio is a postcard-perfect village with cobblestone streets, pastel-colored houses, and manicured gardens. Wandering through its winding alleys, I discovered boutique shops, quaint cafes, and balconies adorned with cascading flowers. The view from Punta Spartivento, where the lake's branches converge, was absolutely stunning. From Bellagio, I hopped on a ferry to explore more of the lake's treasures. Each town I visited had its own unique charm. In Verona, I strolled along the Passeggiata degli Innamorati, Lover's Walk, a romantic pathway hugging the shoreline. The quiet beauty of this village, with its colorful houses and serene atmosphere, was like stepping into a dream. One of the highlights of my visit was exploring Villa del Balbianello, a historic villa perched on a promontory overlooking the lake. Surrounded by terraced gardens, the villa is famous for its stunning architecture and its role as a filming location for movies like Star Wars and James Bond. Standing on its terrace, gazing out at the endless expanse of blue, I felt as though I was in a fairy tale. Another gem was Villa Carlotta in Tremezzo, known for its magnificent botanical gardens. Walking through its lush pathways, I marveled at the variety of plants, flowers, and sculptures, all set against the backdrop of the lake and mountains. The villa's art collection added an extra layer of cultural richness to the experience. Lake Como isn't just about its stunning scenery, it's also a place of culinary delights. I indulged in local dishes like risotto al pesce persico, risotto with perch fish, and polenta tiragna, paired with a glass of crisp Lombardian wine. Dining at a lakeside trattoria with the sun setting over the water was a moment of pure bliss. For a touch of adventure, I took a boat ride across the lake. Gliding over the tranquil waters, surrounded by towering peaks and charming villages, was a serene and almost meditative experience. The rhythm of the waves and the gentle breeze made it feel as though time had slowed down. I ventured deeper into Tuscany, a region that feels like the heart and soul of Italy. Famous for its rolling hills, golden fields, medieval towns, and world-class wines, Tuscany is a place where time seems to slow down, allowing you to savor every moment. As I drove through the winding roads of the Tuscan countryside, I was greeted by breathtaking vistas at every turn. Vineyards stretched endlessly into the horizon, dotted with olive groves and cypress trees that swayed gently in the breeze. The golden hues of the fields, contrasting with the deep green of the hills, created a landscape so picturesque it felt like stepping into a painting. My journey took me to Florence, the birthplace of the Renaissance and the cultural heart of Tuscany. Walking across the Ponte Vecchio, with its colorful shops perched above the Arno River, was like stepping back in time. In the Uffizi Gallery, I marveled at masterpieces by Botticelli, Michelangelo, and Leonardo da Vinci. The Duomo, with its intricate facade and awe-inspiring dome designed by Brunelleschi, left me speechless. Every corner of Florence seemed to whisper stories of artistic brilliance and innovation. From Florence, I traveled to Siena, a medieval gem known for its stunning Piazza del Campo. This fan-shaped square, home to the thrilling Palio horse race, is surrounded by historic buildings that radiate timeless charm. Climbing the Torre del Mangia offered a panoramic view of the city and its terracotta rooftops, a sight that felt like pure magic. In the heart of Tuscany's wine country, I visited the charming village of San Gimignano, often called the Town of Fine Towers. Its medieval skyline, dominated by stone towers, was a striking sight against the backdrop of rolling vineyards. Wandering its narrow cobblestone streets, I discovered delightful gelaterias and local shops offering handcrafted goods and, of course, the region's famous Vernaccia wine. A highlight of my Tuscan adventure was exploring the Chianti region, where I visited family-owned vineyards and savored wines that embodied the essence of Tuscany. Tasting a glass of Chianti Classico while gazing over the sunlit hills was an experience that felt both luxurious and deeply connected to the land. One of the most serene moments came in the Val d'Orcia, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The valley, with its softly undulating hills, ancient farmhouses, and idyllic villages like Pienza and Montalcino, was the epitome of tranquility. Watching the sunset over this landscape, as the golden light bathed the fields, was a moment of pure bliss. The Trevi Fountain, one of the most iconic landmarks in Rome, is more than just a fountain. It's a masterpiece of art, history, and legend. Standing at 26 meters high and 49 meters wide, it is the largest Baroque fountain in the city and a symbol of Rome's eternal beauty. Designed by Nicola Salvi in the 18th century and completed by Giuseppe Panini, the Trevi Fountain is a breathtaking display of mythology and grandeur. At its center stands Oceanus, the god of all waters, riding a shell-shaped chariot pulled by two seahorses. One is calm, while the other is wild, representing the dual nature of the sea. Flanking him are statues symbolizing abundance and health, while cascading water flows into the grand basin below. Beyond its architectural splendor, the Trevi Fountain is famous for its legendary coin toss tradition. According to tradition, if you throw one coin into the fountain over your left shoulder, you will return to Rome. Toss two coins and you'll find love. Throw three and wedding bells may be in your future. Every day, thousands of visitors participate in this ritual, and the collected coins, amounting to over €1 million annually, are donated to charity. Located in the heart of Rome, near the Pantheon and Spanish Steps, the Trevi Fountain is an unmissable stop on any visit to the Eternal City. Whether you come for the history, the legends, or simply to admire its beauty, the Trevi Fountain remains one of the most magical places in Italy.